Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in America, but also the ones scattered abroad. To you I say Shalom. Alright, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to touch on a subject from reading this article about how Jake doesn't know who they are. Everybody in the world knows who they are. Everybody in the world also knows who Jake are as a people and where they come from. But Jake is the only people that doesn't know themselves. Alright? Now, the article says that Letitia Wright faces backlash after sharing an anti-vax video. But this is not what I wanted to talk about. There was a sentence in this talk that I wanted to speak upon. Another thing, don't believe this folly. These former presidents are going to take the vaccine. Don't believe that folly. And if you do your research, you'll see that all three of these men are blood relatives. So Barack Obama isn't a so-called black man. He's a Hamite. Alright? He's not the first black president. He's the first Kenyan president. But I'm getting off topic. But this is what I'm saying here. Meanwhile, rates of hospitalization and death from COVID-19 among black, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that's who the 12 tribe charts consist of. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You guys are the chosen people of the Most High God, of the living God. And everyone knows this except for you, man. This chart here, this 12 tribes chart, is accurate. Starting from Judah, which is the head tribe, which is these so-called African Americans that's here today, all the way down to Issachar, which is these so-called Mexicans. Alright? You are the chosen people of the Most High God. And this is why you guys are going through so much hell. And this is why you guys get attacked. Is because they're trying to get rid of you. They're trying to go to war against God, but they're not going to win. Alright? So if anybody takes this vaccine, you're ultimately joining the side of Babylon, joining the side of the other nations, man. Alright? But I wanted to bring this out. Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's what happened today, man. Most High forgot about us because we forgot about him. We forgot about his law, statutes, and commandments, and he sent us off to serve other nations, man. Alright? And that includes everybody on this chart. Levites were serving the French, Edomites. Judah was serving Edomites. Benjamin was serving the UK Edomites. You know, Ephraim was serving Spain. Cubans were serving Spain. Issachar was serving Spain. They got over 2 million people, 2 million so-called Mexicans in the Philippines now, because the Philippines was a Spanish territory as well. So they shipped Issacharites out there through the transatlantic slave trade. Alright? All over. We were scattered all over, man. But yeah, also this is Deuteronomy chapter 28. I'm going to start at 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And when you see Jake now, man, they're overtaken by curses, man. You can't get around the curses, man. You can't. No matter what you do, you can't get around the curses. Alright? Until the Most High, there's going to be a day where the Most High lifts the curses and puts it on the heathen nations. And you're starting to see that effect now. Alright, but this is what I wanted to get to. Deuteronomy 28:48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies which the Lord Yahweh will shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness and in want of all things. Alright? Everything you need, Jake, you gotta go to your enemies for, man. You need water, you gotta go to the government. You need clothes, you gotta go to heathen stores to buy their clothes. You need food, heathen owned grocery stores. Your children need education. Well, you don't have to send them to schools, but if you don't send them to school, if you're not homeschooling them, it's a criminal offense. And who's teaching these schools? Heathen nations, man. And want of all things, we're gonna serve your enemies. Continue on. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. Alright? So who had a yoke of irons on their neck, man? Especially during the transatlantic slave trade. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Native Americans and Hispanics would put on those boats too, man. Just because you never see images of it, because it's not flashed on the mainstream media, but it's happened. If you do your research, you'll see the pictures, man. Alright? But even though the yoke of iron came up off of our necks, our people are still destroyed, man. You can see it, man. Blind groping at noonday, man. This is Isaiah chapter 1, starting at verse 1. The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. Alright? The Most High brought us up. He created us. You know what I'm saying? And we rebelled. He gave us a law. We signed a contract, an eternal covenant, and we rebelled. Alright? Verse 3. Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Jake's the only people out there that doesn't know who they are, man. They call themselves black, which really means death. It means poison. It means everything bad and negative. It's a byword. They call themselves African Americans. There's over 50 countries in Africa. So what part of Africa are you from, Jake? And how can you be from two places at once? How can you be African and American? Alright? They call themselves Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico means rich port. How can a people be named that, man? You guys were named Ephraim. You guys were called Judah. You guys were called Levites, man. How can you call yourself a Haitian, man, when the land wasn't originally called Haiti? When you were not the original inhabitants of that land anyway. It was the Northern Kingdom. So, who are you? Where did you come from? You come from the 12 tribes of Israel. That's according to scriptures, according to prophecy. And these things are coming to pass, man, at a rapid rate. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children. And when you go into the Hebrew of that word, sottish, sakal, sekal.
Strong's H, 5530. Sachal.
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 Sachal. Salakia. But it ultimately means foolish. Silly, foolish, sottish. Alright? But that's who Jake is, man. You have no idea who they are, man. If a donkey knows where it lives, an ox knows his owner, and the ass his master's crib. So if these dumb animals know where they come from, know where home is, then Israel is stupid because they don't know. And that's what the scripture ultimately says, Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me, they are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Alright? You asked Jake, even You ask Jake, uh, you ask Jake simple questions about the scriptures or the law. You know, name 2 of the 10 commandments. They don't know nothing, even though there's more than 10 commandments. But if you keep it simple for Jake, because Jake is simple, they don't know nothing. But you ask Jake, yo, how do you cook crack? They'll have a whole YouTube channel on cooking crack. Oh, first you had the water and the baking soda, cook it at a high heat. It's wise to do evil, man. But to do good, they have no knowledge, man. And this is why I brought this out, because Jake, you don't know who you are, but the other nations know who you are, and they're coming for you, man. Fueled by history, continue on this article here from NBC News. Fueled by a history of medical experimentation and unequal access to care, people in Black and Latino communities struggling with high COVID-19 rates are among those least likely to get vaccinated. Alright? But they have a plan for that. Alright? They have a plan for you, Jake. Watch this. Shoot. Slovakia, bear with me. This is from CNBC. Would you be willing to get a vaccine in exchange for $1,500 in stimulus? All right, you see, Jake. If you Jake, since you're simple, I'm gonna have to explain something. Food, the control of food is a weapon. If you could control when somebody eats, or if you could control the next time somebody will get a meal, they will do whatever you say. If not, if they don't buck up and wild out and kill you to get that food, they will do whatever you say. And right now, this is what's happening. They're starving America out with these food banks with mile-long lines. Right? These the unemployment numbers and historic rates. The businesses being closed at historic rates and never opening again. They're cutting off people's access to money, which ultimately cuts off people's access to food. All right? So now, if you have no money to buy food, and they say if you take this needle, inject this poison in you for $1,500, Simple Jake is going to do it. Because they have no knowledge, man. And this is what's coming. Soon they're going to say, without the vaccine, you can't work here. Without the vaccine, you can't go here. Without proof of the vaccination, you can't hop on planes. Without proof of vaccination, you can't go on no vacations. Without proof of vaccinations, we can't allow you in this grocery store. So what are you gonna do? All right, you're gonna panic, and that's what's gonna happen to you, Jake, man. You're gonna panic, and you're just gonna say, "Oh well, it was approved by the FDA, so it has to be safe." But the previous article just said a history of medical experimentation. All right, you Tuskegee Airmen people, they test people first. They test you Jakes first, and if it's safe for Jake, then it'll be safe for every other nation, man. You guys are test dummies, and you're a test dummy because you have no knowledge, man. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but you have no fear of God. You fear Edomites more than you fear God, and that's backwards, man. Because God created Edomites. So how do you fear the creation more than the Creator? Jake is simple, sottish. But men of the Lord willing, I'm part of that number. We're not worried about what's coming, man. We actually anxious. We want to get this over with, man. The UK says they're starting to push out the vaccine this coming Tuesday. Alright? And in the US, they say December 10th, they're having a meeting if the FDA is going to approve it for in America. And what did the military say? In 24 hours, once it gets approved, it's getting rolled out. Alright? So next week, not next, Slovakia, the 10th would be Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. But sometime in the coming weeks, expect the vaccine to be rolled out in America. All right, and expect to be ostracized from society if you don't take that vaccine. Expect to be a black sheep. Expect that, man. But we're not worried about it. We want this to hurry up and come forth, man. The quicker this comes to pass, the quicker Yahweh Shai comes and destroys this place, man. And we're gonna rejoice in that day. But even now we're rejoicing because we have the truth and we see the signs coming to pass, man. And we see what's coming. You Jakes out there better wake up. You better get out this world, man. Or be prepared to starve. And that's thus saith the Lord, man. But as for us, Lord will be part of that number. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. If you're not doing work, you're not a servant. Alright? If you don't have fear of the Most High, you're not a servant. You're gonna starve, man. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. You see, that's what's coming, man. And if it's written in the scriptures, it's literally going to be a biblical howling, a biblical sorrow. Alright? It's going to be something you never seen before. Jake's about to mourn heavy, man. And it's going to be so bad you won't have time to mourn. You're going to lose family members from everything from pestilence, which is diseases, from war, which will be either civil war, from sedition, which is the uprising of the people against the government, and from famine. A lot of people are going to starve to death, man. But men of the Lord are going to rejoice. They're going to eat, drink, and be merry, man. Now, how crazy is that? The whole world is burning around you, and the men of the Lord are rejoicing, man. Choose your side. You want to worship Esau and his sword? This vaccine is a weapon, man. Or you want to get right with Yahweh Shai, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel, which consists of the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans, but also the ones scattered abroad worldwide. Shalom and Abad Babal.